you don't have time, or you think you don't have time. So the first thing I'm going to teach is timing. Now I know everybody here is not battlers like me. I was born on the battlefield. That's the only way I learned how to dance. I did not learn how everybody else learned. I didn't learn in the studio. I learned on the street, at a house party. That's how I learned how to battle. That's how I learned character. That's how I learned timing. I was like, what, 13, 14. I wasn't taking classes. So a lot of people have access to information I did not have access to. So I'm teaching you from my perspective what I was going through, which has brought us to this time with 4 generations of crump. And I have my fam here, so you won't only get it from my body and my experience. You have 4 generations over time that this has evolved. So it's not only one way to do this thing. Like, I'm just teaching you from a creator's perspective. I'm gonna give you a little bit of Miho. If you don't know who Miho is, he's the other 50% of crump. Look him up, M-I-J-O, and you'll see why. First thing, timing. I'm gonna teach you a little step with coordination, because a lot of crumpers don't have coordination. You don't know how to coordinate your ideas with your body. A lot of y'all have sick ideas, but you lack coordination because adrenaline. Crump has a lot of adrenaline. That's the goal. You have to go, hype, let's go. You don't have no time. That's a lie. Adrenaline is for a time. It's not for the whole time. It's not for the whole round, or your whole session, or your whole battle. Adrenaline is for your kill time. Kill time when you know that you're about to go level 10. You're not supposed to start on level 10 with anything. You have nowhere else to go unless somebody in here got a level 20. Because please teach me, because I'm trying to get there. You can't start off on level 10 and increase. You're going to decrease your entire battle. Understand, from the first second you start to dance, you're going to decrease because you're throwing out energy. You get what I'm saying? Hype is cultural in crump. It's not biased and it's not opinionated. It's cultural because I'm throwing out energy, hype gives it back to me. So the circle continues. This is how I'm able to go 3 and 4 rounds, because that energy recycles through hype. You see what I'm saying? So at this time, when we get to the battle perspective, it's going to be hype involved. It does something to you. It makes you rush. It makes you feel alive. And it makes you better at the same time. You have to learn how to control it. The only way you're going to have to coordinate your ideas and your body simultaneously without being spotted. What I mean, if you're battling somebody or if you're sessioning and you're about to deliver something, you don't want to become predictable. These moments rush you. You don't have time to process them if you haven't practiced. This is why the lab is important. You can't mentally lab because your body is not prepared for your ideas all the time. You may have a sick idea, but you can't pull it off. Am I the only one? No. You know what I'm saying? This happened. The reason why crump is muscle memory. It has nothing to do with here. Crump is never here. This is the place where I think freely. My ideas transform onto my body. This transforming energy, I express it through crump. You feel what I'm saying? I know I'm lecturing right now, but I'm not going to be lecturing in a minute. So you have to learn how to process the energy, because that's what's attacking you. That's what's making you hit or miss. It's nobody messing up your round. It's only you. It's the energy you're not able to match wits with the energy that's coming at you. And people that misinterpret crump, they misinterpret the energy. The energy has the emotions, the style, all the stuff in it. The energy is first. That's what's making you go. That's what's making you crump. So timing is about taming that energy and releasing it at the right time. Battling, sessioning, freestyle. I'm going to start with freestyle. If I'm a freestyler, I have a specialty. Mine is footwork, speed, technicality, whatever you want to call it. I am not going to come out and give you that straight away. I'm going to work my way up to my specialty. If I start off with my specialty, I've exposed myself. That is my thing that I love to do. What if you can do that too? You feel what I'm saying? What if you're good at the same thing I'm good at? How are we going to match wits in the battle? It's about the delivery. So if I'm a freestyler, there's freestylers that are top heavy. What I mean by there's no waist movement or leg movement. It's only up here. This is what a lot of people think crump is. Because the energy is like go, 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 but it's not this. This came later. What you're saying is a lot of words. This is language. A lot of you don't even know what you're saying right here to even be throwing these. Purpose is first. Purpose comes from your stance, which is your posture. Okay, crump posture. This is not crump posture. This is a box that you try to look cool with your angles in. Crump posture leans, it slouches. You feel what I'm saying? It's here, it's in your hip, and in your core. That's where crump posture is. You feel what I'm saying? So get down here. See what this feels like first. Lean out of it. This is the box you don't want to be in. Avoid this box. Posture is avoiding that box. Lean it. Touching over. You pass through here, but don't stay here. You get nothing from here. You feel what I'm saying? This is what you maneuver out of. This is the box that you try to perform as a freestyler first. Boom. You don't ever want to be caught looking like a stick. So I move out. This is just core and waist. No specialty added. Core and waist. Just moving out the box. That's coming from a freestyle perspective. You see what I'm saying? This has nothing to do with language. This is just movement. My hips moving around. Top moves bottom is a freestyle rule and a crump rule. If I want my legs to move, I move my upper body. You know what I'm saying? Top moves bottom. I turn my top, my bottom turns. Simple. Simple. Easy. But it becomes hard because it's something you have to think about because you got all this energy rushing. Freestyle perspective, I'm moving. Good. All that's just moving. Staying out the box. This is before any crump language starts to develop on me from a crump perspective. Posture. Session. I'll go session. Sessioning is about random, live moments. There's no strategy. If you like the session, that means you're willing to deliver at any second. You cannot build up. There's no build up. The session stays on level 10. How quickly can you get there? Get in, do what you need, get out, leave that energy there for somebody to piggyback off of. That's what a session does. A battle, I'm watching you from beginning to end. From intro to finish, you have to take me somewhere. If you end the movie too early, or if you let me know the ending of the movie at the start, I'm not going to enjoy your round. You feel what I'm saying? Strategic. Session perspective, posture is on the go. It's on the go. How many angles can you hit in a short amount of time? That's session. Because session has that level 10 pace. Session is all the time ready. I'm ready to get live. Liveness is that high adrenaline point in your crump. For those of you who don't know. Everybody experiences it. It's ultra high. It's the height. So when you experience that, your body's always on the go. Session has that energy at all times. So the more you're rocking, the more you're using your core, the quicker you're going to get to your level 10. Freestyle, this has no crump language. This is just regular movement. Staying out the box. Being diverse. If you just like all styles of freestyle, from my perspective, this is what I use. I've battled people from every style of dance. I use freestyle principles, session principles, and battle principles. If I'm battling somebody who does not understand language, there is no need for me to speak to you. In crump, our medium is movement. Mine is just going to be a little more dominant than you because of crump. But movement is judged the same way. How many ways can I move? You will never know until you move out of this box, shifting your waist and your core. This is before crump. It's out of crump. But you can use the same principle within crump. Now, crump posture has a dominance to it. It has a purpose. It's not just random movements. You have guidelines. You feel what I'm saying? You have shoulder work, chest work. You have stomping. Like you have things in crump that make this movement crump. So let's go over those things. Posture is this. It's how I lean and slouch out the box. Now, my hands are the start of my crump. This is to make the crump bigger. Understand me. This is for expansion. This is how I become bigger than what I normally am. Expansion, this is how I create illusions. If I was to create a circle and push, I would do it with open hands. I would not do it with ball fist. It doesn't read. If I want to expand out, this is how I get here. I'm following your hands. This is what I can see. What our bodies are doing, everybody doesn't catch it, but they catch language. Bang, I catch language. Yes, I get a chest pop, but what did they see? They saw this, because that's what I can follow. That's what I can read until I go deeper and find out what made you do that. This is from a crump perspective. Posture, I'm sitting. I'm not in this box. Slightly out. Bang. So if I expand and crump. That's what I'm saying. Expansion, extension, illusion. Here, all here. Power, you know what it's about. Boom. If I do this, if I ball my fist, your job is to know when your hands are switching. Crumpers without focus don't even pay attention to their hands. That's why your speaking is slurred. That's why you look like you're kind of getting off, but I don't understand you. You have the image, but you don't have the depth. You don't have the essence. Language is missing. I should know when my hands close. My body should know. Pow, I expand. Boom, one hand is closed. So this is expanding. You feel what I'm saying? This hand is powerful. You see what I'm saying? It makes it easier. If you see crump and you see power, it's all because of this. It's not because we're in the gym all day. You feel what I'm saying? Bang, bang. That denotes, that represents power in our movement. Ta, I expand. Power, expand. Power, expand. You see what I'm saying? It's all about your language. Your body movement will adapt. Just understand what posture does. Your body movement is all about how you switch out of the box, which is posture. That's where you're going to get your angles from. You feel what I'm saying? If I'm going too fast, let me know. Talk to me because I talk back. Everybody get where I'm going? Power, expansion, extension, illusion, and everybody's favorite, style. Once I do this, I'm entering into the style realm. Session necessarily doesn't have style. You don't have to have style to get in a session. You just got to be live, be willing to go. When I talk about battling, now I'm going to a battle perspective, style is the main carrier of all of these things. Style is what makes my story look mature. You feel what I'm saying? Style is what makes me make sense. Just because you do this doesn't mean you have style. It just represents a stylish type of movement. If I'm here, I'm expanding. Power, those are two grips. Where do I get the glue from? This is my glue. That's where I style. That's where my in-between comes. This is where I start to blend. My expansion and my power, it comes through style. You understand? Did that open up something for you?
Yep.
Style hands. This represents style. This is the in-between motions that we use. You feel what I'm saying? These are like, you know I expand. You know I express power. But what happens on the in-between from power to expansion? I can use style, and that adapts on my body. You feel what I'm saying? This is what makes my body use posture. How I use posture denotes my style. Grimy. This is old school. People have a style called grimy. It's just a rugged, raw style. It's aggressive. It's in your face. But how did we know that? It was because of the posture of the dancer. Somebody that's grimy would not be flash. There's nothing flash about a grimy dancer. You see the posture. This is a grimy dancer. You feel what I'm saying? It has more grit. Everything has a grit to it. There's nothing fancy about it. So posture can tell me about your style. If you're technical, your posture is going to be of somebody representing all of that technicality. You wouldn't be down here trying to be technical. Does that make sense? Your posture tells me what type of dancer you are. That goes into a freestyle perspective. In the style element, there's really no style in the session and in the battle. So you can use it in your personal freestyle and in your battle. You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to just drop jewels before I get to the crazy. So posture. If I'm a live dancer, liveness is up here above the shoulders. Liveness is not adrenaline. That's what you feel when it's time to go. Most likely when you feel that, you're going to go up. Because at the end of everything, we always go up. That's what the uplifting and growth is. That's what that thing is. That's when you really spaz and when you reach the top. That's liveness. Your build-up, your strategy is for you to hit liveness appropriately to leave us with something that we can appreciate. That's when I start hyping you up because I understand you. I appreciate what you did, and I'm getting you to your level 10. Hype pushes you up because you just danced for a minute, and at the end, your adrenaline pushes you to liveness. My posture for liveness is going to be directed up. You will never get live putting your posture towards the ground. Can't. There's nowhere for you to go. This is a ceiling for you. Opposite. You can't dig into, you can't. You can only expand and get live. That's the only time. You can feel live, but if you're getting live, you're above the shoulder. You're in this realm where there's no roof. That's the unlimited section. This is limited, and side to side you're limited. This is the only spot you go where there's unlimited lives. You understand? Yeah. This is coming from 2003. This is when we first started this. I build up, I feel adrenaline, it makes me get live. Because my energy, my posture is directed upwards. I'm above everything now. Freestylers don't necessarily get live. I don't want to diss anybody when I say this. When you see a freestyler, they're using their specialty at a tone that stays here the whole time. You feel what I'm saying? And you can appreciate it, but it doesn't do this like Crump. You feel what I'm saying? The dynamic of Crump is different. That's why the feeling will always be different. We have an extreme dynamic. Embrace it. You cannot crump without this extreme dynamic. I see a lot of people try to coast. This is a part of your crump. That's a pace. That's time. Enough of build up. Where are you going? You're going to keep me here the whole time? Then there's no need for me to watch you to the end because I see everything at the beginning. You understand what I'm saying? From a battle perspective, I can start here. I start at a level 3, and I work my way to level 10. Level 10 is my live point. Sometimes it happens faster than what you expect. Embrace it. That's okay. Because your body will tell you, I want to get live now, and you'll feel your posture lifting without your permission. Am I the only one?
No.
Okay, so we know. And we're going to experience this because we're going to have a session, and you will feel this core lift. I wasn't ready. Your body's ready. Understand your body. Freestylers, they don't get live. What makes a crump freestyler different from just a regular freestyler? We have a different dynamic. Embrace your dynamic. Don't be afraid of all of this. This is what makes us us. You see what I'm saying? If you're just a freestyler, you don't know what crump is, try your hand at this liveness. Then you see what we talk about. You see what we addicted to. That's why we all here, right? We're here to get live. We're trying to get live. I know what it's about. It's a drug. All right. So that's posture. My posture lets me know and lets you know what type of animal I am. Who am I? Am I grimy? Am I like a zombie? My posture will let you know. You see what I'm saying? You can embody, I can think of something and embody it with posture. Is my leg broke? You feel what I'm saying? This posture is helping me embody an idea. I can think freely, but my body moves as my mind thinks. But if I don't lab on posture, I have nothing to do when I think. All right, next thing. Now that we have the hands going. All right, language, style, this is how I talk to you. If you go speak and crump and do a lot of this, know that you're saying, I'm styling, I'm powerful, I'm expanding. Got illusions. I'm styling, I'm powerful, I'm expanding. That's all you're saying. You can take these things and make what we call material. Material does not happen without language. If I pull some, if I open the door. What is that? You know what I'm saying? But I use this expansion, I use this power to express this idea, which turns it into something else, even though I'm using the same thing that I always use every time I crump. But somehow, this is not only power and expansion now. Now I'm expressing the idea, which is material. This is what you use to carry you through your realm. Material is misused. These are random ideas attached to you that have no connection. Just because I'm grimy doesn't mean all my movements have to be grimy. Just because I'm technical doesn't mean I have to use body control and hit everything. Material is short stories you tell off of random ideas. I open a door, I zip up my jacket. It has no connection, don't make no sense, but in crump, it does. Crump is an oxymoron. Opposites make a positive. Okay? Remember I said that. I'm going to let you know the real reason why. This is a material. I zip up my jacket, put a hood on. But these things are expressed through language. Without language, I can't express material. This is not material. I'm sorry. Before we knew what this was, we were opening doors. We were skateboarding. You feel what I'm saying? Like this, we were skateboarding, slipping on ice, slipping on the floor, catching ourselves, hanging ourselves. That's material. Before we had all of this, before the tutting style came into crump. I'm teaching you from a 2001 perspective. That was 16 years ago. When the material had its raw essence. If you're taking a roof off, how would you do it? Everybody has their own way. Just do something. Take the roof off. This is a roof. Take it off. Now you see how non-confident that was? Because you're only doing it because I'm telling you to do it, and you don't have time to process, like, how would I do that? You didn't have no posture, and you didn't have a purpose. You feel what I'm saying? Crump goes through that process. Before you deliver any idea, it has to have a purpose, and it has to be delivered with confidence. Most people have confidence in the adrenaline, but the in-between, where I'm supposed to understand why, is not there. I'm going. What is that? You went from level 10 to start sewing? Are you sewing? That's what we're getting. We're getting mixed signals. And that's why crump is always like, people can't really get into it because it's being misrepresented. If you would spend time with your language, to take something off me right there. I don't know what it is, but it might be some tape. It might be something on me. Like, that's annoying me. But that material, that idea, I can express that with body. And you can keep evolving it. Like, I want to put it back on, actually. You see what I'm saying? These things can go on all day. Material is for that point where you go blank. It's to keep you afloat. So you have your intro, whatever, your posture. This is how I make my intro into this energy, right? I'm going to talk to you from my perspective on who I believe I am. I'm like a gorilla, whatever. I'm going to speak to you because this language, this is the only way I can get this concept and idea on. than if I want to have material to carry you through this story like, oh, you're an animal. You're a gorilla. What does a gorilla do? A gorilla swings. You know what I'm saying? Now you're starting to understand. Now I can follow you. This, boom, that's material. That carries me over. I have my character, I have my posture, I have my language. Now I'm saying something. I'm making something real. That's what material is. Combos, when you take material and stack it in the order where it's acceptable with good timing. Example. I slip on some water, take the tape off, put it on, zip my jacket, put a hood on, hang myself. That's a combo because it's material stacked on top of each other. Just because I made it up in that order doesn't mean I have to do it in that order. You can always switch the order. When you find the order that works for you, combos done at the right timing, that's what we call kill-offs. In the freestyle world, beat kills. Yeah? So we all speak in the same language, it's just different how we interpret it. You feel what I'm saying? Battling, your kill-offs are moments to where you can potentially end your opponent's confidence or end the whole entire battle or end the round. Which one do you want to do? Do I want to end you? Do I want to finish this round off strong? Or am I tired of dancing against you? That's what a kill-off does. That's why I stack. Is my story witty enough to where your story doesn't matter? To where you probably can't even do anything better than what I just did. And the crowd or the people hyping will be the judge according to how the combo made them feel. No, it's over. We don't even want to see you because we see you dance all the time. We know you're not creating on that level. Battle over it. This movement is savage, like that. In the hip-hop world, in the freestyle world, hype is this. We don't even understand what this is as fuckers. We take this as disrespect. If I do something crazy, I should hear something crazy. That's how we look at it. This is not enough for us. This doesn't give us anything back. So I just gave you 5 scenes. Perfect. And all you got to say to me is this. I want to kill you off now. That's how we look at it. So you understand that this is the culture. I'm trying to give you culture at the same time, give you movements like where it came from. Like when we really get at you, that hype follows. Like this posture is telling the story. I haven't hit material, I'm just using language and movement. When I start to use material, I take the sleeve off, roll it up again. You know what I'm saying? That's material. In a battle, material, you can't drop too much, but you have to do just enough. But your material has to coincide with the story you're telling. This is how you're going to get to a kill-off or a perfect round faster. Okay? I'm going to put on some music, and we're going to work on these 3 perspectives. Because you heard my mouth on that. Next, I'm going to show you what it is, what it looks like when a person goes blank. This is the funniest thing. Because all of us do it. We have a blank face. We have a blank move. You can't physically plan out everything you're going to do in crumb. So from second 1 to second 4, you probably don't know what you're doing. That's why this looks like, oh. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody has it. I was the first one to have it. I made it up. Okay. So I can tell you how to get rid of it. Music. You're not dancing to that reggae, don't worry.
If I park my car over here, it won't get towed with it.
You tripping, too. I swear.
I'm supposed to park it up that ramp. Like there's parking on the wall that says 2 minutes, but there's other parking like.
Thank you, good.
I can get towed?
I don't know.
I bet people was like, man,
Well, what else
class
did
is
the
about
sign
to
say?
be on.
It's only a sign up on this side, not the other side.
Man, this class about to be on. I didn't come here for all of that. So here, I want you to get used to this. Here, where posture is. Don't use none of this. groovy at first. It has no language. It has no guidelines. It flows. Once I start using power, this is going to pause me. This is what's going to create crump poses. Okay? This is where it came from. Stopping for more than a second. And crump, if you stop for a second, your brain will tell you, you just stop your whole round. Do not listen. That's why I say crump is not mental. It's muscle memory. This movement, you can't think of when to use it. It's muscle memory. Your body's going to use it when it feels appropriate. This is groovy, right? Ah, stand out the spots, avoid it. Ah, I start using my power, it starts stopping me. It starts stopping me.
Y'all can move up. Y'all can move up a little bit.
So power creates crump poses. All of this comes from posture. From posture, you can express power. Enough power, you create a crump pose. That sticks with you for life. This is the process that crump went through before it was on Facebook. You have the information in front of you, but you don't understand why. I'm showing you why. I'm not showing you what. Why do I pose? Because I'm using so much power, I have to stop. It stops me. That's the reason. It's not a decoration. This is a real thing. Sometimes it's very hard to catch a beat, and I have to bang. I have to stop and use that.
My bread and butter.
The only way I'm going to get that snap is if I act like I'm holding something. That's the only way. That's where crump poses came from. Living room, 2017. Yeah? That's why we do it. Because I'm stopping with so much force. I pose. I become a glitch in time. What this would be, bang, that's what it turns into. Where power is involved. You feel what I'm saying? That's just where it came from. Over time, poses evolved in power, expansion, and style. Power is not the only place you can use poses, but that's the origin. If you don't know how to pose, it's going to come from those power stops. Once you master that, you understand, all right, this is what really stops me. That's what created the stop and go motion, because crump used to be this. Don't laugh.
Here we go. You should play that Ken White track. Hey, if he plays that track.
That's what crump came from.
Hey!
You see what I'm saying? Look, this is what crump used to be. You see what I'm saying? All of this.
Hey!
That's where it came from. That's a constant motion. The music was a lot faster, so we had to be on the go. This came from clowning. Clowning had this pace. As crump evolved, watch it. You see what I'm saying? That's where it evolved from. We just slowed everything down to give more purpose. So stop doing things without that purpose. Or you're clowning. This motion, before we had access to our chest, this is all we did. That's all we did. We took that same beat. I don't want to do this all the time. This is it. I'm satisfied. But I'm not satisfied no more. Instead of this, I want to do that. I want to do that. bang, I'm gonna do that. What I'm saying, then it turned into something else. The origin is right here for everybody.
Hey.
Everybody. There is no posture in this. It's all external. Yeah. When emotions started to come in, it became more raw. You know what I'm saying? Origin, that's what I'm about. That's what you're going to learn from me, the reason why you do this. I'm not teaching you what to do. I'm teaching you why you do it. So posing stops you. From a freestyle perspective, they don't pose with this. They just stop. Because you have things like popping. Before we knew what popping was, we were stopping. We were posing. We just used this. Each time our fists would ball, it's a new pose. That's still today. When I stop, because this has a dynamic of stopping, this has a dynamic of stretching and expanding, making something bigger and last longer, because this, a pose doesn't last. Boom, it's over. But if I take this, bang, this kind of lasts longer. It lasts a little bit longer. Get a little more satisfaction out of it, right?
Yes.
Get a little more, yeah, I like that. That feels raw. That good. I get a little more out of it.
Looking like the Undertaker.
So that's where expansion comes into play. It savors your crump for like 2 seconds longer, so you can really get across a point. You feel what I'm saying? That's what the language is for. This makes me stop. This makes me last a little while longer before I snap off. That's what all this is for. But crumpers now are they're speeding through this process. This is what I see. Face. Stop. Talk. But it's blurred through, like all the way through. So you said face, stop, and talk in that whole round. I can't make anything of that. I don't care how tight you believe you are. You have to speak to the culture from the culture.
Hey.
You feel what I'm saying? Or it's not crump. If you want to be a freestyler, you can have some aspects that come from crump, but you can't call yourself a crumper. Just like a lot of crumpers who want to take the all styles aspect, you are not well versed in every style. You shouldn't be called an all style dancer because you don't know all the styles. You know what I'm saying? You should be called a 2 or 3 style dancer because you only know 2 or 3 styles.
1.5.
Just because you do this doesn't make you a crumper. This is just a perception of what crump is. I see people all the time. They're doing their things and they're like, oh, yes, it came from crump. You're using something that we use in crump. Now we can understand what you're doing, so you may get some hype from us. But that doesn't mean that you're a crumper. You feel what I'm saying? You live that once. We live that all the time. All day. Crump is not a dance that you get in and you can get out. It holds you. You're not getting out of this because there's 3,500 levels. And somehow you don't want to stop until you reach 1,000. This all comes from the base. Now, all right, freestyling, let's go to footwork. Footwork and the freestyle aspect. The feet are always moving. I don't know what hip hop does. I know it has a lot of this in it. I'm not a hip hop dancer. Don't quote me. I know the creators of hip hop because I've battled the creators of hip hop. So from that exchange, I understood from their perspective what hip hop really is. It's not LA style dance. Hip hop is something totally different. It's a whole culture, and I didn't understand until I got in the ring with them. Like, oh, that's what. Okay, crump has some similarities, Crump is not hip hop, but it has similarities. Just like now, hip hop has crump similarities. Both have infiltrated, accepted, it hasn't. So this and crump, let's go from clown.
Hey.
That's what it turned into. So now, this clown walk, which came from the crip walk, right down the street. Yeah, niggas grew up over here for real.
Down the street.
This, boom. Bang, 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 bang. This is crip walking turned into clown walking, which transformed into crump footwork. Without this, there's none of that without the heel toe. We all started here. It wasn't until we start slowing down to where we start breaking the movements up.
Lord Jesus.
So understand we're not doing something exclusive, but without us knowing, we're taking a similar step from hip hop. You see what I'm saying? It's just reversed. Hip hop bounce does this. People are feeling you like this.
6,
It's
7.
animalistic. It's here. It's backwards. It's on the reverse. We're watching dance. This is my analogy. Hip hop came first. That whole culture before crump. There was dance here before hip hop was later. Okay? But crump is watching the dance movement from behind. That's why everything is reversed. Because we're watching it from the last dance to the first. That's why we're looking at that's why everything is reversed backwards. This is something that I understood when I started battling the creators of voguing, the creators of popping, the creators of hip hop, the creators of house.
And you win.
I learned that on the battlefield with them, in the battle. It wasn't information that they gave me after. So, I learned that hip hop, I'm like, this is what they like. But I'm different though. I get the bounce. The bounces are similar, but our bounce is reversed. So if I can translate that to a hip hop dancer, like, yo, we're using the same concept, but understand me. I'm reverse of you. I'm not going to use the bounce the same way, but the concept, the bounce is still the same. The bounce creates the groove. The groove came from songs like Dance Hall. I don't want to be vulgar, so I'm not going to be vulgar. But it came from getting on girls' backsides. House parties all up and down the street. Yeah. Clubs.
Right next door.
You just stay out the box. That's my greatest advice, because this isn't, you don't have access to any movement. You can pass through here. Like I'm using this to pass through, but I don't stay. So I'm using my hips and my core to shift my posture, so I'm never sitting in this box. So it's here and here. This is where I get my angles from. I can decorate with my arms once I'm comfortable with my angles, you feel what I'm saying? And then after that, I can live in it through my direction. You feel what I'm saying? So posture is here. I decorate it with my language. I live through it in my direction, my reality. That's freestyle, that's session, and that's battle. If I want to make a move real, I have to add reality to it. Reality comes from here, because your character is not only in your posture, but it's in what's happening with your face, your head. This is how I know if something crazy is going on. Like, oh, you look crazy. It's because you actually look crazy. This was the only way we knew how to express character. We had to try to look like what we were thinking about, which made us look stupid. But now it's a cultural thing to embody a character, embody his facial structure, his facial features, his attitude. That's why people think that Crump is angry, because everybody was expressing an angry character. That's just what we used to get our ideas off, because that was the easiest, because we came from a rough childhood. That doesn't mean that the dance as a whole is angry. Okay? I get very happy when I kill somebody off. There is no anger there. It's joy. I'm like, dude, did it. You know what I'm saying? I feel accomplished. So footwork, we go from clowning, breaking it down. From the heel toe. Get in this. Okay. Here we go. Get in it.
Okay.
Now, let me explain to you, because some of y'all know what this is right here. Now, let's go back. I hop home. My heel on my right. The ball of my foot on my left. Twist. Switch. Twist. Switch. Twist. And this bounce helps me. That's the heel toe. But if you don't come from that era, you don't understand. That's why you gotta do it. But this, without this, you don't have all of that. You don't have it. This is first. Boom. That's where it comes from. So we broke this down. Two. This is easy. But when we add this, it becomes hard. But it's the same concept. Two. Ha, two. Ha, two. It's the same concept. Right? Another concept. Boom. Bang. Two. You have to use your body. I'm turning my body. I just scoop back. Chop. Now you know that's in front. You just didn't know it came from cloud walking. Something as foolish as cloud walking in this day created the basis of what you stand on when you stomping. Tight eyes and Miho, and all of these people that have adapted to it. My footwork is different from his footwork, even though it's the same concept. I'm coming from the origin. I have the origin and my sauce. Now he has the origin, my idea, my sauce with his sauce and his origin, and it passes to him. And by the time we get forward, it's on 10 levels. That even I have to go back and understand where his is coming from. Because he's new. I'm from the old school. Just because I'm from the old school doesn't mean I don't visit the new. It evolved this much. Let me get in the lab. Because I don't want to look behind. It's not enough to just create. You got to create and evolve and keep up. It's not enough to say I'm a creator. Then what? What did you do after that? Nothing? So somebody like him is going to come smash you? That's not even in the culture. You feel what I'm saying? Footwork has changed 6 times over since the heel toe, as you can see in this room, the difference. Okay? Now, this weight shifting. I put all my weight on one foot, shift it to the next so my foot is light. Woo! Stop putting your footwork on your heavy foot. Shift your weight. Footwork doesn't exist right here. Nothing exists right here but dead time and whack people. Ooh. If I want this to more savvy, I have to switch over here. It's easier to accomplish footwork on your right foot. The foot that doesn't have the weight on it. How did we learn this? From clowning. My weight is on my back foot, so I can turn this. Back foot, back foot, back foot, back foot. That's so I can keep going. Because it's all on my back foot. It didn't change. This, my weight is here. This is where I set it up. I shift my weight, top, so I can get that effect. But you have to do this in a millisecond. You can't be like, oh, okay. It has to be finessed. The groove, that's what molds you. That's what molds the weight shift. It hides the weight shift. If I'm grooving from here, I get to here. I'm just grooving to shift my weight. So I don't become predictable. Because what side I'm strong at, you'll start to see. Because that's where I'm shooting all my crap from. So people can tell if I'm right-handed, because everything strong comes from my right side. So I shift my weight with a groove. Enough of this will teach you how to dance on both sides, to where both sides are equally fast and equally strong. This is battle, what I'm talking about. In a battle, I have to have no weaknesses in the four corners of my body. Crump is two lines. This line and this line. It's two lines manipulated. Everybody has this, we're all standing here. What makes my crump different from yours? How I fold my lines. The more opposite it is, the more positive reaction you get. I'm here, my hips are going this way, my chest is going this way. Opposites make a positive. Yeah? I can't do this.
Nasty.
But you see people, I see people doing this. This group is supposed to be opposite so you can feel the weight shift. Because those opposites make a positive. Every time my hand goes up, both of my hands don't go up. Bang! You see the opposite. Sometimes when I throw my arm, this is the motion of an arm swing. Bow! My head jumps the opposite way. Yep. That makes a positive for me. I can't do this. It don't even feel correct. Bang! That's where it is. I'm home. Right? The opposite. Opposites attract. Yep. Two lines. Your language is on this line. Understand that all the get off is in the arm is how you manipulate these lines. That's it. That comes in with your posture, your weight changes, your grooving, your style, your expansion, and your power, and your footwork. So when you say you're getting off, you're saying I have footwork, I have posture, I have style, I have expansion, I have power, I have poses. That's what you're saying. Not, I'm getting off because I use a lot of arm motions. That means nothing. That's one aspect. It's the most adaptable aspect, and it's the most misunderstood. I understand your body before your arms. So my groove, this is my bounce. This is how I prepare. This bounce will change. Because in a battle, whoever gets the upper hand, this is a secret, whoever gets the upper hand is the person who switches rhythms often. This, yeah, it's tight for the first 2 seconds, but you see what I'm doing, right? I'm leaning to the right side, I'm just throwing a whole bunch of style at you. If a person, boom, like takes that whole thing, you're losing, you're losing. You're losing now, you're losing now. I don't care if you threw 8 jabs. I do not care. Just because you use quantity doesn't make it quality. It doesn't matter how much you do, how much of it mattered. So people deliver a lot, but it doesn't matter. You say what, over and over. You said one word, and you think you're fluently speaking to me? How? Until I access everything, this is what gives me the energy to come back to my jabs or whatever. I can't gas out OD on the jabs because it's what I see on YouTube. So I'll make home do. This is tight. Everybody like this. This is what I've been in crump for 2 years. But you have one aspect. Somebody that's seasoned, this is 1 second to them. That was your entire first round. This is a second to me. I can only stay here because I'm interested in how many times I switch rhythms. I do not switch rhythms in my arms. I switch rhythms in my body. That's where the rhythm switches. Here, this is a rhythm. Ta-ta-ta, boom. Ta-ta-ta, boom. That rhythm switch. It came from a bounce. We all here, yeah. We both did this in the battle, but when I hit this on you, I'm winning. Yes. I'll put on the groove track, show you. Probably hard. 921. God damn you. Oh. person with the most rhythm switches ends up with the momentum. Momentum is going to lead you to that kill-off moment before your opponent. All right? A session, the momentum is already there. All you have to do is create more. A battle, you have to make your own momentum. Rhythm switch, good, you step up. Rhythm switch, good, you step up. You're going toward your adrenaline, your live point. It's not in your arms, it's in your body, trust me. Your arms decorate what your body is doing. Key, the least you use on each rhythm switch, the more success you will have for your ending. Because your ending, you're going to spaz. So you can't give me the entire spaz before your ending. Switch your rhythms until you feel the adrenaline come, then you go buck. Make sense? It's for a battle. If I successfully do this for 3 rounds perfectly, if you miss one step in that process, you lose. And if I go first, I set the bar. If I have a perfect round, you better have a perfect round. If I miss 2 parts of my process, you better pick up on the first 2 I missed. But if you don't know them, how can you catch up to me? This is what battling is. If I know you're savvy with your feet, I'm not going to attack you at your feet. I'm going to attack your body, because while your feet are moving, your body is not in tune with what your feet is doing unless you came from this background. That's the advantage that an OG has, like myself. So it's cheating to a person that doesn't do the history. If you battle me all up here, I probably won't even throw no jab to the very end of my round. That's all you have for me, I'm going to whip you with language, how I switch my weight, character, my demeanor. I don't even need a jab how you need it. You're depending on it. You can't depend on anything in a battle but your muscle memory. This is facts. Your moves will mess up. You will drop your hat. You will mess up on your shoe move. You will get sloppy. You will miss a beat. But you have the same body that you had when you came into the battle. So trust your muscle memory. The only way you will lose this battle tremendously if you haven't labbed on any muscle memory. Muscle memory is repetition of motion until your body remembers without you thinking about it. I bounce so much, I don't need to think. I know when it's time for me to switch my rhythm because it's muscle memory. I've worked on it so much, I don't even need to think. I'm thinking about my material that's coming after my bounce. I can see 5 seconds ahead. You're dancing for the moment. But what if your moment don't make you live? What if your moment kills you? This transcends me 5 seconds ahead of you. I'm thinking, wow, okay, I just got him, I got him. I'm in the bounce now. I used one thing. I just shot one thing at you, but it made sense. Rather than a whole bunch of gibberish hoping something will land. If you throw a punch, make sure it lands. If you throw a jab, make sure it has a reason. I have words for my jabs. Beyond the jab is the motion shooting out from the elbow to the wrist. It's not about the go out. This is a statement. If I jab, stick it, that's a statement. I'm talking to you. Boom. Do you hear what I'm saying? Are you listening? That's a statement. That's for my opponent. That's not for the crowd. Bang. I'm here. I'm battling you. That's my statement. Don't sleep on me because I'm ready. All of that. But when I'm still, I don't have to talk to you for that long. Bang. It's about the snapback. This is how I make it look easy on you. You look like you're struggling to do these basics. You don't look like you're living in these basics. Bang! I'm done with that basic. You feel what I'm saying? It's a different type of confidence, how I deliver. The jab is never about to go out, it's always about to snatch back. Always, 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 always. If you want to be fast, snap your arms back. Elbows. Make sure they're fully extended before you snap them back. Don't be here and try to get a quick snap back. You're a cheater. Bang! Feel it. Your whole body should rumble. You should feel this jerk off of the jab. I'll tell you, you can do that for a minute straight. Hell to the no. Hell to the Breathe. So now we're talking angles. In a battle, people are looking at angles like, oh my God, he just did 7 jabs. How many of them made sense? What did he say with the jabs? So, because of my snapback, I can hit angles at a timely speed, okay? I can have here to here, 2 in front, arm swing to the back. Bang, bang, top, top. Now I have that angle. I lab on the repetition of that so my body can adapt that in my memory. Because this is a set I'm going to deliver at the right time. But I have to be in the right position. I have to understand, okay, now I'm ready. I understand I made this up with a style hand. So I know that my jab is going to have style. That's where I get it from. I make something up, I repeat until it's embedded in my muscle memory. Then I move on. How do you build a battle? You build a statement for your personality and your character. You dance within that statement. This is called atmosphere. Okay? I am a live dancer. I am not about to come out and usher you. I don't usher. I'm live. I'm going to do the wildest thing possible on you. That's my character. So my round has to adapt that movement, but I can't give you level 10. How do I have a live character and not dance at a level 10? You have to dance with concepts. Things that don't require level 10 energy. Liveness is a direction you go in. If you stay there, you have to dance there with the same intensity. You can touch a live dimension and come down. You know, so you don't have to stay there. You can have a moment there to show people I am a live dancer. There's something coming from up here that I'm going to drop on your head really soon. I just have to make some things work really fast. So if I'm a live dancer, I may have to suffer to be in here until I feel the need to get live on you. And even though I got live, I don't have to stay live. That's the beauty of this dance. I'm not stuck here. It's not like, oh, I can't move. I can bring it back down. But just know that liveness comes from adrenaline and pushes your core up. So you can't fake this movement. You have a response like, oh yeah, y'all like that liveness? No. No. Work your way up like everybody else does. I'm live, I got that moment, boom. All right, that moment is over. But I can build up to another live moment. I'm not trying to jump because I got a response. It has to be authentic. It has to be real. You know what I'm saying? You can have, you know what material is, right? I explained that. Now, you can have live material. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you get up here, you have muscle memory on what to do. That's a good feeling right there. A lot of us get live and they're like, what do I do now? And we do the first thing off of impulse, what comes to our brain, that our body hasn't even done. And that's that point in the footage, you're like, I'm whack. Turn it off. Because you just did something outside of yourself. Because you didn't prepare yourself for this moment. So, this is regular material. I told you about slipping. Hop, sleeve the tape, boom, put on the hood, hang myself. Now, start to understand. This, if I'm using something from my waist down, just with my feet, this is footwork material, okay? I take this heel toe concept and I put water on the floor. I'm going to express this concept with that water thought in my head. But it's just the heel toe in the front. But I'm going to use this basic to act like there's water on the floor. Footwork material. This is inside. Now, I'm about to teach you something else. Crump has zones. From your chest to your fingertips, this is your crump zone. Crump has 2 lines and 2 zones. This line, my crump zone. Now bring your hands to your chest. That's the lens zoomed in. This is your technical zone. This is where small details matter. This is what people get mad at me. This is what I put. Niggas are mad at me. You're too technical. I'm just zoomed in because details do matter. Just because I'm not wild doesn't mean I'm not skilled. It takes skill to be wild and make sense. This is me dividing my energy. I can be crump and wide, or I can zoom you in to where now these details are what stick out. Because once I bring my hands in, the crowd or your observers, they go in as well. If you don't know that, you're saying, oh, all you use is technicality. False, because what happens when I spread out here? Technicality is only a zoomed in perspective of your crump, where those small details matter. That's technical body control. But I don't have to use it in this zone. I can use it out here as well. Two zones, two bodies. So, I'm breaking down the combo from an OG's perspective when it was first made. Tie-dyes did not make up combos. Quote me. Tie-dyes made up material. Miho was the one that said, you need to stack A, B, and C together. I don't know how to do that, Miho. Give me an example. So Miho had to learn how to do material from tie-dyes, and tie-dyes had to learn how to do combos from Miho.
Damn.
Quote me. I swear to God. Miho made up combos. The stacking concept came from Joe Artis. The concept of idea came from me. Within Crump, I'm not the first person to do material. In Crump, yes. The way it's done, the format, the reason came from this man. The stacking came from that man. So now, when I'm making a combo, I have to have Miho's guidelines in my mind. If you ever did a combo, welcome to Crump. That's what Miho created. If you ever did material, you're welcome. You feel what I'm saying? Know your origin. I'm not saying that you're using the same material as me. The idea of material and how it's done came from 2001, before I knew any of you guys or anybody. It was just me and Joe Artis in the living room. Stack C and D, and then make A live. Okay, assignments. So, this is footwork material, right? If I use this shoe, I take this. What zone is this in?
Technical.
Really?
Technical.
Your technical zone. My hands are not out. This hand is connected to my body. So this has to be detailed. It has to be detailed. It has to have precision. Understand the dynamics of a combo. Footwork material, technical material. From here, what is this? Technical material. So that's two pieces of technical material. See what I'm saying? Footwork material, I use the heel toe concept. Tape hop, boom, cross piece. You see what I'm saying? That's why the dynamic has to change. Sharp, extend, sharp. You see what I'm saying? Pull. Now, this is live, how I hang. You see what I'm saying? Start to make material. This is for the battlers. This is how you're going to be a successful battler. You make material. You connect with it. You stack it. After you stack it, you throw it in a pot of what zone it's in. So you can get the most out of what you just created. So you won't look at it and not be satisfied with something that you came up with. If you don't deliver the energy that each piece of material needs, you won't be satisfied. That's what makes you call yourself whack. Have you ever looked at footage but don't want to look at it no more after 5 seconds?
Yes.
It's because you weren't committing to these zones, and it probably was because of lack of knowledge. But we have remedied that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm battling people from a place where I've already adapted to my body movement. I had 10 years before everybody really got into this. So if I battle you, my experience is coming after you before my things do. You feel what I'm saying? I have experience with the space. I know how to use my space to make you believe I'm somebody who I may not be in real life. I am a terror on the battlefield. That's how I choose to be. Because I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. That came from be a violent person. I put it into a fictional character. But the base of it is real. That's why the emotion behind it is real. But I decorate it with fictional stories. Some are real, some are fake. But in Crump, everything becomes real or fake in the instant you do it. People can tell when you're fake. At least the OGs can. So I'm using my space to identify that this is a character that is going to kill you. I'm not going to kill you now, but I'm getting to it.
That's tough.
I'm going to hurt you. Did you feel that? I'm going to take something from you. I'm mad. I'm going to slap somebody you came with. That's going to make you mad. Now your emotion is battling my emotion. I'm controlling your emotions with my fictional world. You feel what I'm saying? If you lose sight of your character, you lost the battle. You have nobody to battle against me.
Ooh.
You can't battle somebody that I made up.
Oh.
You feel what I'm saying? Do you understand the that's why people say, Chance, you're not about to get in my head. I'm not trying to. That's just what you believe, because everything I'm doing is so dominant, you think I'm hitting your body. I'm affecting this. This is what's dancing. You're not dancing here. You already can't think because you're trying to take me and my character, what I created, out of your head. Chance, you're not about to get in my head, nigga. That wasn't even my MO. I'm just walking around dominant. I might say something to you like, you know you whack, right? You're not about to get in my head, Chance. Or if I come to you, like, I'm not a brolic dancer. I'm not big. I'm small. I'm fast, though. So if I come to somebody, this is what people do. I walk up to people, they go, you're on that. I'm not acting like I'm strong over here. You did that because you have no realness about your character to defend yourself against a threat that's not even there. I'm walking to check your heart. You flinched. Okay. That's your MO. You're trying to overpower me. Okay. Let's deal with your powerful self. You know what I'm saying? That's my motive to battle. In a session, there's none of that exchange. It's who can be the biggest, who can be the livest, who can get live the fastest. Freestyler, whatever you think about when you freestyle, you're trying to have a variety of movement. You know what I'm saying? All three perspectives. You can use Crump in all three perspectives. But now we get into this battle. This is what I'm saying, have round assignments. I want to have at least 4 rhythm switches in this battle, or in this round. That means I have to challenge myself to move outside of this box 4 different ways before I hit my material, before I stack, and before I try to kill off, before I get live. Have round assignments. Don't move to the next assignment until you complete one. This is how you learn how to battle. I'm a battler. This is where most of my information is coming from. We are using the same jab, but what's making mine different? I'm not going to use the same angles or the same posture as you. I might use the 4 different rhythm switches, and I might have jabs in each of those switches. I've thought ahead of you. So what you couldn't do with the music, I can. Now you look simple. I look complicated. Everything I do from this point on is going in my favor for momentum. You can't put on a rhythm switch. You have to really have that thing. If you can't rhythm switch, you can't battle me. Because I've raised the bar to the rhythm switch. It's not only jabs. Yes, I tossed jabs, but I had rhythm switches. I had footwork. I had concepts. I had groove. I had character. I had reality. If you're coming out with jabs and grooves, that's how all-purpose look. Most of them, 80% now. Uh-oh. Predictable. I know it's coming as you take this off. I know it's part of the culture, but we have to think of more clever ways to get into our things. Think of this as material. A hat takeoff is material. Give thought to it. Why? What is it leading to? If you take off your hat and don't do anything with it, oh, that's different. I thought you was about to do something with that. That ain't what he on. Okay, let's see what else is in store. When it gets to this, here we go. Only thing people thinking is he gonna drop it? Because that's the part where everybody screams when the catch happens. And now it's gotten so crazy that if the catch don't happen, you hear, oh. That's the worst thing we've heard right now. The awe. Like, we're letting people down. Like, this is a genuine like, I was with you. It's genuine. I see people really go, oh. Especially the men. If I know you laughed on something, I'm like, ooh, we about to catch it. Oh, he missed it. Hey. Well, let's go, bro. That's false too, because hype was never like that. People used to walk away from you. You drop your hat, oh, you don't have nothing to do with you. This is real. You have to earn our respect again. Matter of fact, you can't even dance. Turn the music on.
Yeah.
You lost your name. You can't be in there.
Oh!
You say that now, people are like, you disrespected me as a man. No, this is the crump culture. It's savage. Please understand. Now, let's work on delivery. Get on Facebook like,
Rude, nigga, rude, nigga, rude. Tony dead and his brother too. Streets talking every week, the cops coming through. And homicide schooling niggas out of body crew. Yeah, he is some shit like the number two. So he need to.
As a group battler, you're responsible for every second. So if this track was to start, it started off in the mood. Adapt to this mood right now. No help.
Oh!
Rude, nigga, rude, nigga, rude. Tony dead and his brother too. Streets talking every week, the cops coming through. And homicide scooping niggas out of poly crew. Yeah, he is some shit.
Seeing some people do the same thing, like, whoa, I feel like a gangster. I'm trying to say the words. That's cliche. I'm letting you know. From a battler's perspective, I'm gonna eat you up. Oh, you doing wordplay? You don't even know the words. So this ain't even gonna be real to you.
Oh.
You're just doing this because there's words being said. You're not even connected. All I'm gonna do is turn my back on you and rock. So I can have that move. By the time I turn around, you know I'm about to get you. I didn't waste no time. I'm not acting. This is how it made me feel. It made me feel like my back is up against the wall. Nobody exists but me until I turn around. That's my move. That's what I get from it. If you tell me, yeah, I'm like, brother, do you believe what you're talking about? Do you even know what he's saying? Because I'm watching your lips like, you don't even know what he's saying. Bro, put your arms down. Do me a favor and you. And last more than one round in this battle. Once again, move. Stop thinking the same thing. Think outside the box.
Literally outside.
Rude, nigga, rude, nigga, rude. Tony dead and his brother too. Streets talking every week, the cops coming through. And homicide scooping niggas out of poly crew. Yeah, he is some shit like the number.
Yeah.
Rude, nigga, rude.
See something?
Tony dead and his brother.
You gotta affect me now.
Oh.
You can't wait until the build up. Affect me now.
Rude, nigga, rude, nigga, rude. Tony dead and his brother too. Streets talking every week, the cops coming through. And homicide scooping niggas out of poly crew. Yeah, he is some shit like the number two.
I see the people that don't battle getting this faster than the battlers. Because you've battled so many times, you've put on a character that you don't believe. These people haven't adapted to a battle, so what they're putting on is real. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the different options that a battler has. So I'm seeing people get more real than the people that battle all the time. Somebody was just doing this. You may have really been thinking of what you're going to do, but I feel like you got something up your sleeve. That's what it made me feel like. More than the person that's like, yeah, I battle all the time. I got a name. You know what I'm saying? I know people see it. They don't want to acknowledge it, but people see that fakeness. There's no room for that in Crump because every second counts when you're in a battle. If you're in a session, you don't even have an intro. So you don't have to worry about this. The mood is locked. Easy. Two more times.
Road, nigga, road. Tony dead and his brother too. Streets talking every week, the cops coming through.
There you go.
Homicide, stupid niggas out of public. He has some shit like a number two. So he needs to know your money. Plus that niggas on your money. Only second body.
All right, now you hear the beat kick in. You're responsible as a freestyler, as a sessioner. You're responsible for that beat. If you lose that beat, get out of the session. You lose us. You're responsible for every beat. That's the only way that you're going to exist here. First rule of dancing, be on beat. There's no need to rush. So you have your mood, which tells me what type of round this is about to be. People that enter battles like this, I hate it. It's like, are you that cocky to where you aren't going to give us a move? You're not going to give us a storyline to start with? So everything that you're doing, I have to figure it out. I may not have time for that. A lot of people don't have the attention span to watch a 3-minute round with no story. You didn't give me anything to start with. When some people start, I'm like, I feel like I got to be down here. Everybody get low. You know, something about to happen. You feel what I'm saying? Some people make me feel like that. Some people make me feel like, ooh, this is about to be a live round. I'm getting ready to hike. Let me get my legs too. If you watch crop footage, you see all of this happening. It was not a joke. We weren't playing. We'll see somebody that's really mean. This will make you seem like you're ready to get violent. You'll see a lot of people like, come on, let's go. Like, yeah, I see your violence. I respect it. I know you're going to give us a story that represents violence, so to speak. Then you have people that are more creepy. Like, that's where you get this type of feel from. Like, is this us? Are you dead? Aren't you dead? Don't you see what I'm saying? You have to affect me before that beat drop, because when the beat drop, you can't go level 10 and OD on the beat. I'm not asking you for musicality. You take your steps, go through your process. You feel what I'm saying? Beats like this are perfect because you see and you feel the process. So it makes it easier to laugh, which is cheating. Because in my day we didn't have that. Here we go again. Be responsible.
Road, nigga, road. Tony dead and his brother too. Streets talking every week, the cops coming through. And homicide, scooping niggas out of public crew. He like a number two. So he needs to know your money. Plus that niggas on your money. Only second body shit. You don't want more money. Probably got the word that somebody taking from me.
Now, switched again.
Go crazy.
You gotta give me that same thing. Hey, responsible. See how fast the clock is on you. Now we getting in something. Now. Take this out. Don't give me everything. Take this out. Switch the rhythm. Give me some material. Timing
Don't
of
be
it.
scared of chairs. Move up.
You gotta simulate the timing of it. Some of y'all take too long to get to the point, and some of y'all get to y'all point too fast. And some of y'all never make a point.
Chairs are yelling. They're like,
I'm yelling at y'all.
they're backing up.
Now move. Responsible for the beat. You can't OD because there's more move coming. I have to see more with that character. When the beat starts. Now you give me the basis of where you're going. Am I grimy or am I like a zombie or am I both? You see what I'm saying? When it's time I drop material. That point I go blank where I can't think of nothing, material comes right there. That's going to give you longevity to keep getting off. Because after you successfully pull off material, you get energy back. You feel what I'm saying? This You appreciate. I drop material. Boom, pop, boom. Liveness comes. I hear the hype. I'm back in my move. Now my next thing, I can drop a series of material on you, and if I hit it right, I'm live, and I snap. After I snap, I leave my round on the strong note. Catch up if you can. Just because you got live 3 times doesn't make your round better than mine. This is where people get it confused. I did more than you, Chaz. But 80% of it was trash. Damn. Well, I got live 3 times. Does it make my one time getting live not matter? Or did you get live 3 times because you were successful 2 times? Were you successful both times? Why did you have to revisit liveness 3 times to get satisfied? You're ODing. You're greedy. You don't appreciate Crump because you're trying to take it all. You have 2 more rounds to go and you want to get live 3 times in your first round? Damn, like you don't respect that I have something else for you? You have just gassed out. That's what we call gas. I know everything that you had was in that first round. Welcome to torture. I'm going to destroy you because I know everything that you have because you gave me everything. I got live 1 time. I have 4 different levels, and I didn't even do my live material. I didn't even do a live combo. I didn't even do a live concept. All of that stuff you can put into liveness. Live material, I open something, boom. If I open it and close it, that's live material, I can put it in a combo. I open it, close it, boom, boom. Open it again, so that's something else. You see the different levels?
You win.
Off of one thing, one idea, and I just started at just thinking my muscle memory. Boom, and I see where it goes. If I have success, I'm going to snap on you. You take the energy from liveness and you put it here. That's what makes you go. You feel what I'm saying? If I bring something out of liveness, that's where niggas be snapping. Because the aftermath, you took it from here, the energy is here, it's going to spaz out. After that, you're like, yeah, I'm good. You leave your round on a strong note. It's stupid for you to get live and to try to go into material that's not live.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm down here, I can't go into, it's too much of a drop. You look like you just lost something. I'm just trying to OD. I'm trying to deliver everything. Why? We understood the first 2 combos. Why are you dropping 8? We're not illiterate. We understood the first 2. They were ham. You can actually stop battling right now.
Ooh, boy.
You feel what I'm saying? This is old school stuff, old school rules. The new school don't want to accept this. This is why the battle culture is getting so watered down. And we're responsible because we come from the old school and we're not saying nothing. Or we're afraid because we can't beat the new school. That's a problem too. Niggas are afraid. Because people like him. Now, what generation are you, Roy? He's like 3rd. I'll say he's like 3rd. But he's a beast. He's a monster. He's a freak of nature. If you got an OG that ain't labbing, he's not going to stand in front of him. Because even though he doesn't have all this knowledge, he knows what he knows from there very well. Which is going to make you afraid because you haven't even dug into what you used to be, and you're battling somebody of the now. And he has height. And now, if he doesn't know anything, I'm not saying this, if he doesn't know anything, if he smashes an OG, his style is going to be breathtaking. Like, ooh, you're going to have 100 people in the dance like Roy. But Roy is missing a lot of information. So you're going to have 100 people missing information that if the OG would have been on point, they would have had. So now the OG would get mad at him like, we're tired of you new people. Well, you need to practice. When it comes your time, don't be getting dogged by a 3rd generation. This is what's happening right now in Crump. Do you not see it? I mean, if you follow Crump, the battle culture is just battles. These battles aren't even important. If you see a whole bunch of battles, and you're just like, I don't want to see Crump no more. I don't really see anything from you. You look the same. You look the same. Matter of fact, everybody look like Chaz. That's where we at right now. Because all y'all trying to do the same formula. There's nobody really getting into their identity and delivering something that's like, yo, he's different. People consider weird different. The more you step out of crump, the better you are. That's not true. The more you evolve in crump, the better you are. It has no, it's not about bias and who's your favorite or who would you rather learn from. You learn from the people with the information to improve your skill. Your original skill. Everybody has an original skill. You didn't come into this game with anything. You know what I'm saying? You came with your own way. You keep that, and you decorate it with all of these different generations and all this knowledge. I'm not telling you to throw something away. My way may not be your way, but my information is the same. You feel what I'm saying? So you don't have to do it my way, but we're using the same information. As long as you know the information, you can create your own way. And we won't say anything. The OGs will be there hyping you up like, yeah, you know he knew. Yeah, we know he. Yeah, you go kill everybody. You know, then we stand behind you, send you out. That's how the game is. But the battling is what makes the rank. That's what brings people to the forefront. That's what makes the leaders of the schools and the generation. I know I'm trying to give history, but without history, we don't have no movement. You know what I'm saying? So now we're getting ready to structure battle. Intro move, boom, boom, boom. You're responsible for the beat. Don't OD. Start off at a level 4, or start off at a level comfortable to where we can see your level 10. After you hit level 10, if you want to spaz out, you only get level 10 with liveness. You take the energy from the liveness and you put it inside of your body, you express it out, you leave your round on a strong note. You cannot redo anything. So if you have regrets, you have another round if this person doesn't kill you off. Make sure you complete these assignments so you can be satisfied at the end of your second or third. Most battles only go 3 rounds, except if you battle somebody like me. It's going to go like 17, 18. Not because I want to kill you so bad. It's because I'm not satisfied with my formula. I wasn't satisfied with my process, so it may take me 18 rounds to be satisfied. And it may not be flashy according to your liking, but if I like it, I'm good. I got what I needed from that battle. I'm going to deal with you. I'm giving you 4 rounds to destroy me. If you don't do it in 4 rounds, the other 14, you're dead. You better kill me off while I'm searching. You feel what I'm saying? But when you come to a battle, you're not supposed to be searching. That's a battle tactic. There's no weakness in you. Test me. Yeah, you can get physical. You can use my arm, matter of fact. Yeah, I like that. Matter of fact, I'm going to have a rebuttal my next round. I'm going to use that same concept to hurt you. And when you come at me, you better come savvy. Don't do no whack stuff off me, because I'm giving you my shoulder. You better use it wisely. And do not leave your round unconfident. I messed up on that, but why? You got that round. No, you're not dancing anymore. You're weak. You have no time to push in a battle. Everything has to be worked out. You feel what I'm saying? I'm giving you my perspective. This is why I'm undefeated against popular belief. But prove it on footage where I've lost. I've lost rounds, not battles. If you're taking rounds as battles, then that's just what you want me to lose more than I have. But on footage, it's proven I've only lost to one person, and that's Miho. And it wasn't caught on footage, so I'm sorry I don't have that for everybody's satisfaction. Okay? All I have is this track record. But I'm telling you what I learned on the field battle. I've battled weak people. I've battled strong people that I've made weak. I've battled strength, like people with no weaknesses that I just had to genuinely beat. It's about timing. Who's going to hit their moment first? I've had close calls. I've had mistakes. I've had messed up moves. I've had mistiming, misbeat kills. But you still have to find your formula. That formula didn't work. I'm going to try it in reverse. Or I'm going to try the same formula. I'm just going to commit more. You only have 3 rounds to do it. Am I lying? Anybody in here that's battling? Am I lying? Am I telling you anything that you are not experiencing? Factual. This is factual, right? You feel the decline in your round when you miss something, correct? And because you stoop so far down, your mind goes, do the most drastic and extreme thing you can do to get back up. That's not the thing that you do. That's going to put you deeper in the hole. We've all done it. Each time somebody dropped their hat, I'm like, wow, That's not gonna fix it. That's a point missed. It's dropped. It's on the ground, brother. Ain't nothing you can do. You can pick up your hat and you can politely start over if you like. But please don't let us down again. Because, oh, you got two up. We don't want to watch you no more. You just lost this battle, dog. You feel what I'm saying? Structure. Stay out of this nothing zone. Your posture, even though you're using the same jab, your posture changes. It's going to make the jab look different. It's Cannon and Dre, a one-round battle right now. Hey, y'all. I want you to see.
Oh, my
One
favorite.
round, I'm not talking dance all night. Get to your point.
Hype them up, hype them up. Come on, y'all ain't dancing.
I want you to see a real battle.
Oh, my favorite.
These cookies came from Japan. So they just work together. One-round battle. You have all of these people. We have to follow your story. Yes, I'm putting you on the spot because you need to be. Cannon is a veteran. He's been here for a very long time. He's a heavy hitter. He's new school. So you're going to see the two experiences. This is when people choose their favorites and choose what they like. But it's not always based off facts. Oh, Cannon's my nigga. I'm with Cannon. But if Cannon don't deliver, he's going to get smashed. Oh, you a new person. It doesn't mean you don't deserve hype. But you better come correct against this veteran. You feel what I'm saying? But bias says, nah, Dre's my little homie. This is my boy. I don't care what Cannon do. That's not crunk. Get out the coach.
Damn.
Everybody deserves the same level of respect because you don't know what's going to be dropped. You can have a reputation that is known for dropping killers. It doesn't mean you're going to deliver in this battle. This is why people like Todd Eyes are still battling. Because even though I've killed people off, this may be the time where I struggle. This is what, are you going to do it or are you not? Are you going to fail or succeed? This is why we come to watch. This is why we come to hype. We want to know. We're expecting, but we want to know. One round, get to your point.
That's why Creed, baby.
This class is going to be
Tony dead and his brother too.
Heavy hitter first.
Every week the cops coming through.
Oh, it's serious.
it, or if you want to move it. Wait. Okay, cool. Stay guy. Okay, cool. All right, you good? But y'all saw the difference in season. Y'all see the difference in how they interpret. We're using the same book. But you see the different movements from power to style, the concepts, to ideas, to material, to timing when it's the go time. Like, they have different timings. I have my own judgments about it, but it's not for me to say, oh, this person was better. It's for you to see the difference and to notice the difference. Because a lot of people are watching battles and making assumptions. Know your facts to where you're able to make solid judgments on what you're looking at. You can have favorites, but be honest at what you see. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like they interpret things on a totally different level. Some of his stuff came from straight experience. Some of his stuff came from straight adrenaline. But he had a different, he interpreted his different, but they both had it. You feel what I'm saying? The storytelling, I feel like I can see what's going on. I may think one person should have taken more time to explain, but your point still got across. You feel what I'm saying? So in that, I would judge it as the person who made more sense as far as in following their story, not the intensity of the story. You know what I'm saying? Because it can be intense when it gets hard. Or it could be too conceptual to where it's drawn out and I don't get the point. You feel what I'm saying? You have to have a healthy balance when you're back. If you're just laughing and experimenting for yourself, you can go forever. But when you bring it to a battle, I only have a certain attention span to deal with your round.